The Cubs take 2 out of 3 in Pittsburgh. But what if Jameson Taillon was still on the IL? Man, I don't want anybody to be injured. I just don't. But something's got to give with this guy. He was great down the stretch in 2025. I mean, great. But he's not now, and he hasn't been all year, including spring training. And something has got to give. I tweeted out earlier, maybe he needs to be DFA'd. It's probably not going to happen. A buddy of mine pointed out until they get something. I mean, nothing's going to happen, I don't think, until they can make a trade. But good Lord. Welcome back to Clark and Addison, Born into the Ivy. I'm your host, David Butler. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave us a 5-star review and or a comment on any audio platform or on YouTube. Also, don't forget to like us on and follow us on Facebook at Clark and Addison, Born into the Ivy, and on Twitter at dbutler79 and at Born into the Ivy. All right, Pittsburgh Pirates review. An epic pitchers duel in Game 1 between Jared Jones and Matthew Boyd. Jones goes 6 innings, giving up only 1 run, a 6th-inning PCA home run. The dude only gave up 2 hits in the whole game. Boyd went 7 innings, gave up 7 hits, walked 3, but managed it extremely well. Only allowed 1 run in the 10th inning. Pedro Ramirez gets on base on a base hits his shortstop. First and second still. Swanson then gets a single, driving an inning and a half, who scored, luckily, on a poor slide. I mean, spikes are up, everything. Like the knee, I think, just got in there. It could be me, like that's what I wanted. I'm trying not to be biased. I don't think I'm being biased on it, but it was close. And it was way closer than it needed to be, and it should have been, frankly. Just terrible execution by Ian Happ. But they scored. Then PCA goes up 2-0 in the count. They intentionally walk him at that point. And Seiya Suzuki worked a 5-pitch walk to score the 3rd run. Ended up being the difference in the game because in the bottom half, the Pirates somehow, for whatever reason, they're down 2 runs. And obviously you start with the runner on second, right? They bunted. I don't know that it was intentionally trying to be a sacrifice, but that's what happened with Jake Mangum. And, I mean, they got the run. He got him over. They got a sacrifice again to score the run. And then Brian Reynolds hit a rope, but right at the right fielder, Seiya Suzuki, and then in the game. And the Cubs win 3-2. I mean, man, it was a great game, frankly. Just a great baseball game. And a game that the Cubs needed, and it was huge. And then Game 2 started out as a major pitchers duel as well. Shota Imanaga was phenomenal. More on him in a minute. Paul Skeens went 5 1/3, struck out 11 Cubs. I mean, had some filthy stuff. But pitched out of a couple of jams early on. And then in the 5th, he couldn't do it anymore. And they scored 3 in the 5th. And then 2 more off him in the 6th, as they scored 5 total in the 6th inning. Pete hit a double to center that scored Swanson and moved Amaya and himself in a scoring position. Then Seiya hit a single to right to get the 2nd and 3rd runs in the 5th. The Cubs knocked Skeens out of the game in the 6th as they scored a total of 5, as Pete, who had 4 hits, Michael Busch 3, and the bottom of the order, Pedro Ramirez, Dansby Swanson, and Miguel Amaya all had 2 hits total in the game, and they just kept running it up. 11-0 is what the final score was. Shota Imanaga continues his dominance of the Pittsburgh Pirates. This dude has now got, he was 6 scoreless innings, could have gone longer, didn't need him to. Let's get him out. We got 17 games in a row, save some bullets, right? His ERA against Pittsburgh now is .24. That's insane. 38 innings. .24. He's given up 1 home run to Tommy Pham a couple years back. The other highlight of this game, and this was really cool. It's not the first time we've seen somebody get a hit on the first plate appearance, but James Triantos was just like a little kid at a candy store. He was so thrilled to be out there when he was out in the field, going in the bottom of the eighth and everything. But in the top of the eighth, he got a base hit in his first ever plate appearance, and then scored a run on Pedro Ramirez's double in the eighth inning. Fantastic, really cool to see. Go back and watch it if you haven't seen it. So, Game 3, pitiful. Just pitiful. The Cubs, the game overall wasn't pitiful. The start of the game is what was pitiful. The Cubs battled, and they were down 7-1, and they lost this game 7-8. So the game itself, like I said, was not terrible. They were behind most of the game. They did score first in the top of the second, and then the Pirates scored 7 runs. Jameson Taillon cannot not allow home runs. I mean, it's pitiful. Just pitiful. Absolutely. Oh, man. Just pitiful, guys. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. He's now 2-6 with a 5.92 ERA. I don't know how his ERA is not higher. If he had not been hurt for so long, there's no doubt he would be the leader in home runs. He may not even be on the team anymore if that was the case. He allowed 3 home runs. That was the difference in this game. I know Ryan Rollison came in, allowed a run. He had to allow 3 hits. Wasn't as crisp as he had been. But that's going to happen on occasion, man. He still settled down and managed things and got it. Like, he kept him in striking distance. The game wasn't out of hand because of Ryan Rollison. The game was out of hand because of Jameson Taillon and not being competitive. And that continues to be an issue. And I don't think they should wait. Let Javier Assad back in the rotation, at least for a start or 2, and DFA this guy. I mean, I feel terrible saying that. Like, JMO has been a big part of the team, yeah, off and on. Like, I get that. But we're in the middle. We can't keep losing ground on the Milwaukee Brewers. We're playing great baseball, and we are not gaining anything on the Milwaukee Brewers. We can't have a clunker like this where we go out and it's just, I mean, by all accounts, it should have been a non-competitive game, and the Cubs offense battled back and kept us in it. But it should not have been a competitive game. Like, they were out and running, man. And that's all on JMO. Every bit of it was on JMO. Every bit. And I feel terrible saying it, but reality is reality, man. And he should not be on the roster. Put Assad back in the bullpen or in the rotation and bring somebody else up and DFA him tomorrow. I truly mean it. I'm over it, and I think most Cub fans are. Terrible. Just terrible. I was going to go over the latest rumor mill. I didn't find a ton. There's a lot of rumor about the Angels guys, Reed Detmers, Jose Soriano. I would not be mad at any of that. Detmers would be my preference between the two. This dude's got a high strikeout rate, and he has got a low walk rate. That's a great combination for a team that has great defense. So he's not a huge ground ball guy by any means, though. And so Soriano would be a really good fit because of his ground ball rate, but I like everything else about Detmers more. I mean, everything else. So if you had to choose, I'm taking Detmers with that. But I ranked these 6 pitchers today on guys, my preferred, like in a vacuum, these are the stars I would prefer to have first and foremost. Tar Skubal, Reed Detmers, Freddie Peralta's 3, Jose Soriano 4, Clay Holmes 5. I only went with Soriano on 4 instead of Holmes there because of the team control. But if we're talking about just for right now, I want Clay Holmes over Soriano. And Kevin Gausman 6. Would not be mad at any of them. Would be amazing to get any of them. We need 2 of them. Or other starters who, Logan Webb. Robbie Ray, I wouldn't be mad at that either. He's just not my preference. Logan Webb I would put before Detmers. He would be number 2, and then everybody else goes down a spot. Robbie Ray would be 8th on my list in that. Of those 8 guys, Robbie Ray would be my 8th preference. An upgrade for sure. Absolutely. But I would be worried about some of the same things with him. He's a extreme fly ball pitcher. And I don't trust that without some of the other stuff. And he doesn't have all the other stuff that Reed Detmers has, frankly. And he's going to cost a lot less. You got to give up to get, man. You got to give up to get. It's going to hurt, folks. It's going to hurt in the trades. But we got to have them. We need these pitchers, or we're not doing anything this year, frankly. We need 2 starters and 1 late inning bullpen guy. And I'm saying that because I trust that these other guys are going to be coming back and be huge parts of the bullpen. And I love Jacob Webb. And I like Trent Thornton a lot too. So, the Cubs defense, as a team, according to Fangraphs, they are the leader in DRS, which is defensive runs saved, with 63. The next closest team is at 60 with this. OAA, which is outs above average, they are 48. Leader again. Next closest is at 34. Field running value, I don't really understand that, but they're 46. Next closest is 31. They're the top in all of this. And defensive efficiency, they are 45.9.
Go, Cubs, go!
4.59. No, I said it right. 45.9. I'm sorry. In defensive efficiency. First place again. The next closest is 26.9. This might be, and I'm going to say this might be the best defensive team in all of the history of Major League Baseball. I want somebody to tell me a better defensive team than this team. Individually, I did not do catcher for this because the Cubs didn't have anybody who qualified. I wasn't going to go through a ton to go look to see where Carson Kelly ranked and everything else. But as a team or individually, Michael Busch, first base, is 3rd and outs above average, OAA, with 4. Nico Hoerner, tied for 4th with 9 OAAs. Alex Bregman, tied for 3rd with 4 OAAs. Dansby Swanson, tied for 3rd with 10 OAAs. If you don't know these guys' position, I'm shocked you're listening. So, but Busch, first baseman, Nico, 2nd, Bregman, the 3rd baseman, and Dansby, the shortstop. The left fielder, Ian Happ, 7th. The worst of all these guys. 7th in baseball. Not in the National League. This is all of baseball. He's got 0 OAAs. I'm shocked by that. For all the hate I have given Ian Happ lately, this dude has been playing stellar defense. I mean, stellar. Give the man his flowers when he's deserved. Stellar left field defense, for sure. And Pete, first in all of baseball, but at center field too, with 20 OAAs. Outs above average. And right field, Seiya Suzuki is 4th with 3 OAAs. Phenomenal. I mean, just phenomenal. This is an amazing defense. This is a really good offense that needs more consistency. I do not disagree with that. But it has been better lately, and it continues to be. They don't have as many clunkers. The clunkers are going to happen, folks. They're just going to happen. And to pretend like they're not is crazy. I lost where. Okay, there it is. On Ian Happ, before I go to injuries, I found this Carson Wolf at the Wrigley Wire. Jameson Taillon among 129 pitchers with at least 70 innings pitched this season. And ERA now has a 6.05, 125th out of 129. His FIP, which is fielding independent pitching, so you know that he has gotten some luck and he's got a great defense behind him because his FIP is 6.85. Home runs per 9 innings is 3.03, 129th. So is the FIP, by the way, 129th. And his pitching WAR is 129th at minus 1.1. The last 3 ranked dead last among all pitchers who have 70 innings or more pitching. Dead last. It's time for him to go. Last year, it doesn't matter. Right? No contract matters at this point. It's time for him to go. I hate it. It sucks. But it's reality, and it's what's best for this club right now and for the rest of this season. He is not getting better. He's getting worse. All right. Some injury updates. Hobie Milner threw a live BP today. Haven't heard how it went. It was in South Bend. Phenomenal news, though. If that goes well, he will most likely be going on a rehab assignment. He is expected back early August. Edward Cabrera is throwing a live BP tomorrow on Monday. Daniel Palencia threw a bullpen on the 25th Saturday and is expected to begin a rehab assignment Tuesday with the Arizona Complex League. Shelby Miller threw a bullpen yesterday as well. No other news with that, but that's exciting. There is a possibility that this man could come back in September. Hunter Harvey also threw a live a bullpen session yesterday and is set to begin a rehab assignment as well Tuesday the 28th in the Arizona Complex League. He is expected to take longer than Daniel Palencia, though, for that. Matt Shaw not expected back at the earliest until after the trade deadline. That's terrible news. I mean, terrible. And I had one more. Oh, Justice Steele, per the Locked On Cubs podcast. If you do not listen to these guys, you should. For one reason and one reason only. Sam Olber. The dude, he is negative at times, no doubt. But he is worth listening to. And he's worth following on Twitter as well. Phenomenal. Love listening to this guy. I like Matt Cozy. Sam Olber is the reason I listen to these guys. Steele has been through, but Sam Olber said, Steele has been throwing bullpens and is feeling good after them. No real idea as to what this means. Now, this is just me paraphrasing now. But looking possible for return in August, late August, or September. I mean, absolutely huge. I just named a ton of arms for the bullpen, and that's why I say they only need one late inning guy. One. I don't think they need more. I could be wrong. Been wrong before in my life. But you only got so much prospect capital here, folks. And we don't want to trade it all. We need 2 starters. That's the priority. And a late inning bullpen guy would be huge. I mean, huge for the addition of this team. The St. Louis Cardinals preview. Probable starters. On Monday, we got David Peterson going as Matthew Liberatore. I, on the last podcast, went over why David Peterson has been far better than people think. But this is the team that he got crushed against on July 3rd. He pitched against Andre Palante. Palante, best start he's had against the Cubs in a while. Terrible start for David Peterson, right? No way this happens again. He's going to bounce back. I truly believe that. I truly believe it, okay? He's 5-7, 5.97. He's going against Liberatore, 5-7 with a 5.18 ERA. He has not been pitching well lately. However, Liberatore is 2-2 with 12 games, 6 games started against the Cubs with a 3.38 ERA. In May, he shut us down, but in July, he got knocked around some. So, I mean, a little bit of good, a little bit of bad, right? I like our chances. We hit lefties well. We hit lefties very well. A 119 OPS or WRC plus, 107 against righties. The Cardinals are 97 WRC plus against lefties and a 95 against righties. We have 3 lefties going. So they're slightly better against lefties, but we need to manage that. I think we've got the guys who can do that. On Tuesday, we got Colin Ray, 7-7 with a 4.86 ERA versus right-hander Michael McGreevy, 4-8, 3.07 ERA. Terrible record. Great ERA. I'm shocked by it. Dude must not be getting any run support. So McGreevy is 1-1 in 3 games with a 4.70 ERA against us. That was all in 25. He has not pitched against us this year. Colin Ray, 4-3 in 12 games, 10 games started, with a 3.21 ERA in his career against the Cardinals. This dude this year, though, against the St. Louis Cardinals, is like Shota Imanaga against the Pirates. 3-0 with a 0.98 ERA in 3 games this year against the Cardinals. Shut him down, Colin. Shut him down. On Wednesday, we got Matthew Boyd, who is 6-1 with 3.81 ERA and rolling against Dustin May, 5-7 with a 4.9 ERA. May is 1-0 in 2 games started in his career against the Cubs, 7.84 ERA. He got shelled in 25 against us. Had a really good start in 23 when he was really good. Who knows what's going to happen there, but I like Boyd. Boyd is 3-2, 6 games started against the Cardinals with a 1.91 ERA. We need to, at the worst split, but we need a 3-1, to be honest. We need a 3-1 in this series. And on Thursday, the only game that's not 7:45, a 7:45 Eastern time start for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Thursday's 2:05, I think. Obviously, take away an hour there for the Central Time. Shota Imanaga, who is 7-8 with a 3.72 ERA, going against Andre Pallante, 11-6 with a 3.77 ERA. Pallante in his career, even though he shut us down on July 3rd, that was his best start by far against the Cubs. He is 1-4 in 14 games with 7 games started with a 4.34 ERA. The Cubs have had his number lately outside of the last start. Really quick on Shota. Over his last 8 starts, again via Carson Wolf, the Daily Wire or the Wrigley Wire. Love this dude. 45 innings in 8 starts, 2.00 ERA, 1.13 WHIP, 39 Ks, 10 walks. The dude has been electric and much, much better. Made some major adjustments. I love him in this. I like us. Monday is the pitching matchup that I like the least, but I like our offense against Liberatore. Peterson worries me a little, not a ton, a little. But I truly think he's going to bounce back here. We need to win 3 or 4. 3 or 4 is huge for this team if they can do it. Cardinals, we're in 3rd place. I haven't seen what was happening with them to. The game wasn't over yet. Let me update it. Oh, sorry. Let's see. It is over, and the Reds win. So the Cardinals are now in 4th place in the Central, and currently a 53-52 record. They're 3-7 in their last 10. They are probably 13 games back in the Central now, and 2 to 2.5 games back for the last wildcard spot. They continue to go down. No other way to say it. I mean, it's not a shock. What was a shock was how good they were doing. This is a good young team. They're just a young team. Probably not enough pitching, frankly, ultimately in the long run. So, offensively, I'm sorry. Got ahead of myself. Offensively, they are ranked 21st going into today to 4.24 runs per game. Cubs are 5th at 5.02. The ERA for the Cardinals is 4.10, 13th in the league. Starting pitching a little better at 4.01, 10th in the majors. Cubs has gotten better and better. They're now at 4.33, 16th in the majors starting pitching. The relief pitching for the Cardinals is worse at 4.34, 20th in the majors. Cubs are 4.01, 14th. So also, again, slightly better. Offensively, they're still led by Jordan Walker. This man is not a man to worry or to mess with. He's got an 867 OPS. Alec Burleson tears up us. Dude, 813 OPS. And JJ Weatherhold, it doesn't look like has done a ton since we played them, but he's got good numbers against us this year too. 751 OPS. And Ivan Herrera at a 740 OPS. Their bullpen is led by the same guys that we talked about before. Jojo Romero at 3.35. George Soriano, 3.57. Gordon Graceffo at 3.16. And Riley O'Brien at 3.67. Our players of the week for the Cubs this week.
Go, Cubs, go!
PCA. And I put these numbers on here before today's game, and I did not add in today's games. Pete's batting average probably went down slightly. He added a triple, though. So he's got 2 triples, 3 doubles, 2 home runs, 5 runs, 7 RBIs. Yeah, and 1 stolen base. He had a 444 average, 583, 1.056 slug, and a 1.639 OPS going into the game. My starting pitcher of the week, I had 3 guys that really were phenomenal. David Peterson, Matthew Boyd, and Shodi Imanaga. And I went with David Peterson because all his numbers were just slightly better. The peripherals. 1 game started, 6-2 third inning, 0 ERA, 130 batting average, 167 on base percentage, 174 slug, and a 341 OPS. Caleb Diabar was my relief pitcher of the week. At 3 games, 2 1/3 innings, 0 earned runs, 125 average on base and slug, and a 250 OPS. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and or on Facebook. I'm going to put the Twitter up here. Don't forget to follow us on either of those. I'm David. We thank you for watching and or listening to Clark and Addison Born into the Ivy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us some 5-star reviews. And let's go Cubs. Let's get this series against the Cardinals. Cubs are killing it lately. Got to keep it rolling. Have a great day. Let's go Cubs.